back to the video. So today's topic that I'm going to talk about is something that we ASLP usually don't talk about much. Maybe because it's not part of our intervention plan, but it does play a very important role for the overall rehabilitation of a hearing impaired kid, and it's sign language.
As per the dictionary definition, it's a system of communication using visual gestures and signs as used by deaf people. Unlike in spoken languages, in which grammar is expressed through sound-based signifiers for tense, mood, and syntax, sign languages use hand movements, body, and facial cues to create grammar. This is called non-manual activity. First Indian Sign Language Dictionary was developed by Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center. Dictionary contains 3000 words. According to the latest census, there are 50,71,007 deaf people and 19,98,535 with speech disability in India. In India, families are unwilling to opt for sign language due to social stigma. This has serious consequences. It slowed the spread of Indian Sign Language. As an ASLP, it's our duty to provide proper counseling to the parents and caregivers and also give clarification about the misconceptions that they might have in regard to sign language and deafness. So here it goes. Coming to the first misconception, it is that sign language is not a natural language and hence it is not reliable. Well, this is not true at all. Sign language has been used for over centuries. The language capabilities of deaf children who use sign language are better. Misconception number 2. Signing will lead to the language delay. Well, this is also not true. In fact, research on the development of language has found that early exposure to sign language reduces the risk of language delay. Misconception number 3. Child will immediately start speaking and listening after cochlear implant or hearing aid. Lot of intensive therapy is needed after CI. Even then, the success is not guaranteed. Misconception number 4. Sign language cannot be a medium of instruction in schools. Earlier, the school focused on the oral education. However, now the educators and policy makers have gradually started bilingual schooling, which is considered ideal for the deaf children as they acquire sign language as first language and are taught other spoken language through first language. This helps their literacy skills. Misconception number 5. Sign languages have limited expressions. This is also not true. A child can express anything through sign language because it is a natural language. Misconception number 6. Deaf children cannot succeed in school and career. Each deaf child is different. Therefore, one type of education may not be fit for all, and thus we cannot say that every deaf child cannot succeed in their life. Misconception number 7. Cochlear implant or hearing aid are the only two options for deaf children. Well, this is not true. A deaf child can have a CI or can have a hearing aid and use sign language simultaneously, or may not have either but still can communicate using sign language. Misconception number 8. Teaching sign language to the child can wait till the time there is no option left. This is not true again. The longer you wait, the more your child's brain has to deal with the harmful effects of language loss. Misconception number 9. Sign language are dependent upon spoken language. No, it's not true. Sign language is independent. Sign languages are complex grammatical languages just like the spoken ones. They have their own grammar and vocabulary. Misconception number 10. Sign language is the same over the world. No, not at all. Different sign languages are used in different countries or regions. For example, British Sign Language is a different language from American Sign Language, and so is Indian Sign Language. So with this we come to the end. Thank you for watching the video. Please give it a like, subscribe and share with your friends. You can also follow me on my Instagram account. Till then, take care. Bye. See you all in my next video.